Is it important? It's very crucial.
Groovy.
Little stereo.
I'll say kick it, and you'll just kick it with a tasty groove, okay? 1, 2, 3, kick it.
Woo!
Oh, hi, Mark.
He likes.
It's time for the most crucial podcast with your host, me, Mark Franchise.
Meow.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to the most crucial podcast with Mark Franchise. Got a crucial guest in today, Syd Burnham, from actually, well, this is kind of funny. I used to sing for a couple of bands out on the other side of the state when I was a little bit younger. And then in about, I think it was 2013, 2014, I was looking to start an original blues band. And I went online. There's actually a website on Facebook. There's a site you can go to where you can look for local musicians looking for bands and bands looking for musicians. So I went on there and I was trying to find a full horn section and a bunch of guys to play with. Found a guy who was actually a part of a full horn section. He said he would be down to play with us. Actually assembled a group of guys who did one practice. Never really panned out, kind of fizzled out after that. And then this guy from the horn trio reached out and he said, "Hey, I'm looking for a singer." He's like, "I fill in with this band, and they just kind of lost their new singer, and they're looking." And I took a look at what they played, and it was almost like dead nuts on with what I had been singing before. So I went to go try out, and it was like right off the bat, I knew, oh man, this is good to go. We practiced, and these guys were super fun, super cool, and ended up jamming with them for a good 4 years, and it was a lot of fun. We drew some pretty huge crowds, had some big shows. We would play for like 4 hours, and it was a lot of fun. It was probably the most fun I've ever had in any band. And the lead guitar player, Tim, his daughter is joining me today, Sydney, and she's just a stellar local musician. Thanks for coming and hanging out today.
What's up, people?
Yeah. Now, Sydney's been writing music since she was 2.
I wasn't 2. I couldn't speak when I was 2. I would say 7th grade.
7th? That's insane, though.
But I've been playing music since I was 2.
Right. Well, yeah, I've been singing in the mirror since I was 5. But no, you've been an excellent musician ever since I've known you, and that's really, really what blew me away. Some of the early stuff that you started playing, I was like, man, how long has she been writing music for? Because even your earlier stuff is really good and really creative.
Thank you. Well, I got it from New Fossils, you know.
That's good. Well, yeah, because that's the thing. Because New Fossils, that was the name of the band that I was in for a good 4 years. New Fossils had been around a long time. You actually grew up with that band, right?
Grew up singing and playing with them. That's what made me kind of want to start music.
That's
was my
awesome.
dad in the band.
Right. Now, Tim is the lead guitar player. He's hanging out here with us. He's in the lavish leather chair over there. I guess it's not. Maybe. Cowhide. But yeah, Tim was the lead guitar player for them. He wasn't even actually the founder. Wasn't it Mark Perry?
It was Mark Perry, yeah.
That's
it
hilarious.
wasn't my dad.
That's so funny how I came in and I was like, so who started this? Well, none of us.
Yeah, none of them.
Oh.
Yeah, the old Mark got replaced by a new Mark.
Right. But it was great. We had a lot of fun, and that was the cool part, was having you there as well. We could kind of mix it up every once in a while, even have you come in, take lead on some songs. Now, you said New Fossils was one of the main inspirations. Who are your other inspirations musically that you try to emulate, or not necessarily emulate, but that you drew inspiration from?
Okay, definitely, well, of course, like Stevie Nicks and Tedeschi Trucks. Mainly like Susan Tedeschi in that band. And then Larkin Poe has been a newer one, but definitely still has helped me like write some of my like newer songs that I'm releasing on an album coming out soon. Probably Foo Fighters too, just throw them in there.
Absolutely. We actually have someone here in that I work with at Town Square in Kalamazoo who is obsessed with Dave Grohl. She's got pictures in her office. She went to Cal Jam last year. If you're not a Foo Fighters fan, I really don't have any words for you.
Well, there's no reason not to be, because Dave's so cool.
Right.
It doesn't even matter if you don't like the music, just he's cool.
So what was the first band that you were in exactly?
I started by playing out by myself, and then I joined not joined. It just kind of like we were just like messing around. And the first, I guess, band I was in was called Cold Pizza, and it was just stupid. Nobody was good in the band. No offense to the people. I'm sure they're better now, but nobody was good. But we had that band, and then Syd Burnham band became more of a thing.
Yeah.
And then I joined another band called Red Herring with like these 3 kids who are all savants at music.
Oh, wow.
Bass, drums, guitar, and let me say, each one of those kids can play every instrument.
That's
was in
wild.
the band too. So yeah,
That's pretty.
what I'm in right
That's
now.
pretty impressive. Now I saw a lot of the stuff with Red Herring. Are you guys still together currently?
Yeah, we're still together. This summer isn't going to be as gig heavy as like last summer because just we have different members leaving and coming, and we have one of the drummer goes to Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Oh wow.
So he has to leave kind of early in the summer, like in August, to go back to school, and then the bass player is graduating, and then
Jeez.
yeah, it's just kind of like a weird time right now.
There's another band out there. It's an all-female band. 3 of them, they graduated from Berklee. 2 of them are actually from Michigan. They're called Flight of Fire. I don't know if you've seen anything, but they're like kind of like a harder rock. That school out there is amazing, and the amount of musicianship that comes out of that school as well.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Now, after you graduated, you totally dipped out for a little bit. Like, I saw you were doing some kind of like Tim the Toolman Taylor action, and I was like, what is she doing to this van? And you were taking a across the country trip, right?
Yeah, I did a tour down the West Coast. Like we started in Michigan, went through like Wisconsin, Minnesota, and South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Washington, Oregon, California, and then came home because we had to cut it short.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
insane. But you like completely transformed the van so you could live in there, right?
Yeah. Well, live is not a...
Survive.
yeah, survive more.
Now, the big thing that happened to you recently, you tried out for The Voice, right?
Yeah.
That whole thing was like super weird because there's whispers of things happening on the internet, but nobody was saying something, and you guys basically disappeared. Now what happened with all that? How'd that all go down?
You go to LA, you do all the tryouts and stuff. There's like 3 actual tryouts before you get to the blind auditions.
Yeah.
And so we made it through the 3, and then we were in LA for a month, and we had to just stay in this hotel for a whole month, just my dad and I in this room waiting to try out, waiting for our time, yeah.
But you actually got to try out in front of the judges, right?
Yeah, I did. I just didn't get a chair turn.
Oh, man.
That's okay.
That's still sweet. Like, it's so impossible. I've known people literally who have sat there for 16 hours to get on one of those shows, and they start to sing, they're like, negative, dip, and you're like, wow, okay.
Well, most of the people that we met on the show didn't come from one of those like cattle call auditions where like if it's at like Cobo Hall in Detroit or whatever,
Yeah.
and people all like line up to go. Like most people were found by scouts. Like we only knew one person that was
Wow.
there from like one of the big auditions. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sweet. So you were out there for a while, actually. You said you were out there for like an entire month?
A month.
It's still pretty sweet that you were able to actually get on that show. Now, you were actually in line to be on one of the episodes. You just didn't know if they were going to air it or not, right? Is that how it went down, or?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, honestly, how it works at all. I have no idea. I've never seen my blind audition tape. Like, I never got
Really?
to see it. Yeah. Most likely, if you didn't get a chair turn or
Yeah.
whatever, you're not going to be aired. There's like 2 of them.
Yeah.
Like per episode or whatever. And so they were like, you may get aired, you may not get aired, just keep watching and maybe you'll see yourself.
That's strange. I mean,
I know.
Well, I guess I can understand, but it's just strange that they wouldn't at least give you the footage of you. I understand they probably have licensing issues with that. Like, that's their property.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if there's a way you could reach out to them and maybe request that or something.
I don't know.
Now, you guys are over here. You're heading out to Tantric Brewing Company tonight. You've got a show out there tonight as well, right?
Yeah, we got Tantric Brewing tonight, and then next Friday or Saturday we're at Waverly Station in Holland.
Nice.
Yeah, so kind of in the same area, just 2 weekends apart.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you've got a lot coming out. Do you have any kind of new album or new music on the way?
Yeah, we just finished recording a music video for my song Close, and as soon as that video is done being edited and everything, we're going to release it as a single, and we're going to try and do this type of thing maybe once a month, just like a very short, simple video. This one is more high production because we're letting my boyfriend's brother and his friends do this for us. But like just any type of video, just get it out there with a single for the song, and by like June-ish, we'll probably have an album out.
That's awesome. Now, are you going through a record label currently, or is everything you're doing just out of pocket, or is it with someone that you know?
Oh, someone I know, my dad.
Oh, perfect.
We record right in the basement.
Yep, the classic recording studio.
Yep.
We put down some scratch tracks down there. We started working on some.
Well, whatever you and him did down there is exactly what I'm doing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it sounds great, though. That's the thing. The studio that you guys have set up down there was perfect for even what we needed to do. It was.
Yeah.
I was pretty blown away at the progress we were actually making when we were.
I don't know how he does it. I just go down there and sing when he tells me to.
Total G. He's got the hookup.
He's got it. Yep.
Well, that's awesome. We're actually going to debut the video that you were talking about. What was the name of the video again?
For my song Close.
Close.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to debut that video now. Thanks, Syd Burnham. Where can people find you on social media, and where can they find your music as well?
If you check out just Sydney Burnham on Instagram, and then Facebook, we have just Syd Burnham.
Okay.
You'll see me on there. And music is just on wherever you stream your music is where you can find me.
Sweet. Well, we're going to debut the video right now on the Most Crucial Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, enjoy.